First impressions are a big deal, and during Hank Zuber's town hall meeting, 2 new sculptures were unveiled, bringing a welcoming display to Ocean Springs. The city partnered with the Walter Anderson Museum of Art to add 2 new gateways near the Biloxi Bay Bridge and the Mark M. Seymour Sr. Memorial Bridge coming into the city. One sculpture features the Shearwater Pottery logo as it approaches a decade of business in the city. The other showcases a pelican and the strength of the city as it continues to grow.
It's really wonderful to be able to take Walter Anderson's ideas, some of his iconography and the community input, and be able to put something out in the world, in the environment, that's going to welcome people to this amazing place.
Rankin says fabrication will start in early 2026 with site construction and installation planned for later in the year.